In the name of God. Lady Fatima. Lady Fatima, pbuh, Arabic, was the only daughter and the only child of the Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, and Lady Khadija. She was wife of Imam Ali, pbuh, and mother of Imam Hassan, pbuh, and Imam Hussein, pbuh, and one of the members of Al-Bayt. Lady Fatima, pbuh, became the object of great veneration by all Muslims, because she lived closest to her father and supported him in his difficulties, because of the historical and religious importance of her husband and her two sons, and because she is the only member of Prophet Muhammad's family, pbut, that gave him descendants, imams. Lady Fatima, pbuh, is an inspiring example, and the name Fatima is one of the most popular girls' names throughout the Muslim world. She was involved in significant political actions, each recorded in almost all sources. After Prophet Muhammad, pbuh's martyrdom, she defended Imam Ali, pbuh's cause. Birth in Mecca. Lady Fatima, pbuh, was born in Mecca to Lady Khadija. The date of her birth: she was born 5 years after Bitha, selection of Prophet by God for guidance of people. During the time of the rebuilding of the Kaaba in 605 AD, although this does imply she was over 18 at the time of her marriage. Shia knows her birthday on 20th Jamadi al-Sani. Lady Fatima, pbuh, is given many titles by Muslims to show their admiration of her moral and physical characteristics. The most used title is Zahra, meaning the Shining One, and she is commonly referred to as Lady Fatima Zahra, pbuh. She was also known as Batul, the chaste and pure one, as she spent much of her time in prayer, reciting the Quran and in other acts of worship. Following the demise of her mother, Lady Fatima, pbuh, was overcome by sorrow and found it very difficult to come to terms with her demise. She was consoled by her father, who informed her that he had received word from Angel Gabriel that God had built for her a palace in Paradise. Marriage. Many of Prophet Muhammad, pbuh's companions asked for Lady Fatima, pbuh's hand in marriage. Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, turned them all down. Imam Ali, pbuh, Prophet Muhammad, pbuh's cousin, also had a desire to marry Lady Fatima, pbuh. When he went to see Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, he could not speak about his intention but remained silent. Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, understood the reason for his being there and prompted Imam Ali, pbuh, to confirm that he had come to seek Lady Fatima, pbuh, in marriage. At that time Imam Ali, pbuh, was between 21 and 25. Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, told Imam Ali, pbuh, that he had been ordered by God to give his daughter Lady Fatima, pbuh, to Ali, pbuh, in marriage. Also Lady Fatima, pbuh, agreed. She knew Ali, pbuh, is the best one for her. The actual date of the marriage is unclear, because registering was not common then, but it most likely took place in first day of Dhul Hijjah. Also the age of Lady Fatima, is unclear. It is reported to have been 9 or 19, due to differences of opinion on the exact date of her birth. Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, said to Lady Fatima, pbuh, I have married you to the dearest of my family to me. Prophet Muhammad, pbuh, himself performed the wedding ceremony, and two of his wives, Aisha and Salama, prepared the wedding feast with dates, figs, sheep and other food donated by various members of the Medina community. According to Hussein Nasser, their marriage possesses a special spiritual significance for all Muslims because it is seen as the marriage between the greatest saintly figures surrounding Prophet Muhammad, pbuh. Their marriage lasted about 10 years and ended when Lady Fatima, pbuh, martyred. Imam Ali, pbuh, did not marry another woman while Lady Fatima, pbuh, was alive. Lady Fatima, pbuh, marital life. After her marriage, Imam Ali, pbuh, had built a house not too far from Prophet Muhammad, pbuh's residence, where he lived with Lady Fatima, pbuh, for several years. After her marriage, she did all of the work by herself. The shoulder on which she carried pitchers of water from the well was swollen, and the hand with which she worked the hand mill to grind corn were often covered with blisters. Lady Fatima, pbuh, vouched to take care of the household work, make dough, bake bread, and clean the house. In return, Imam Ali, pbuh, vouched to take care of the outside work such as gathering firewood and bringing food. Imam Ali, pbuh, worked to irrigate other people's lands by drawing water from the wells. Their circumstances were akin to many of the Muslims at the time and only improved following the Battle of Khyber, when the produce of Khyber was distributed among the poor. When the economic situations of the Muslims become better, Lady Fatima, PBUH, gained some maids but treated them like her family and performed the house duties with them. Another reference to their simple life comes to us from the Tasbih of Lady Fatima, PBUH, a divine formula that was first given to Lady Fatima, PBUH, when she asked her father for a maid, servant girl, in order to help her with household chores. Her father asked her if she would like a gift instead that was better than a servant and worth more than everything in the world. Upon her ready agreement, he told her to recite at the end of every prayer, Salat, the great exaltation, Allahu Akbar 34 times, the statement of absolute gratitude, Alhamdulillah 33 times and the invocation of divine glory, Subhanallah 33 times, totaling 100. This collective prayer is called the Tasbih of Lady Fatima, PBUH. Many Muslims recite it after salats. Imam Ali, PBUH, has sworn to the God that, I never did any act that makes Lady Fatima, PBUH, angry and she never made me angry too. On the battlefield. Following the Battle of Uhud, idolaters of Mecca attacked two Muslims. It happened near the Uhud mountain. Lady Fatima, PBUH, tended to the wounds of her father and husband, and took it upon herself to regularly visit the graves of all those who died in the battle and pray for them. Lady Fatima, PBUH, in the Quran. Some verses in the Quran are associated to Lady Fatima, PBUH, and her family by classical exegetes. She is mentioned by the name Kauthar in Quran. According to the interpretations of Imams, and some provable reasons, two of the most important verses include the verse of purification, which is the 33rd verse in Surah Al-Ahzab and the 61st verse in Surah Al-Imran. In the first verse, the phrase people of the house, al-Bayt, is ordinarily understood to consist of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, Lady Fatima, PBUH, her husband Imam Ali, PBUH, and their two sons. The second verse refers to an episode in which Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, proposed an ordeal of mutual adjuration, mubahala, to a delegation of Christians. Lady Fatima, PBUH, according to the occasion for the revelation of this verse, was among those offered by Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, as witnesses and guarantors. Life after the martyrdom of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. For the few months that she survived following the martyrdom of her father, Lady Fatima, PBUH, found herself indirectly at the center of political disunity. Different events which had surrounded the issue of the Prophet's true successor were the cause of the Shia and Sunni split. According to the Sunnis, the majority of Muslims at the time of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH's death favored Abu Bakr as the caliph, while a portion of the population supported Lady Fatima, PBUH's husband, Imam Ali, PBUH. On the other hand, Prophet Muhammad had been determined Imam Ali, PBUH, as his successor in Qadir come by the order of God. Thus there was no need to consensus, because Imam Ali, PBUH, was established as Imam, leader and caliph by Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, before. Following the selection of Abu Bakr to the caliphate, Abu Bakr and Omar with a few other companions headed to Lady Fatima, PBUH's house to obtain allegiance from Imam Ali, PBUH, and his supporters who had gathered there. Then Omar threatened to set the house on fire unless they came out and swore allegiance with Abu Bakr. Shia historians hold that Omar called for Imam Ali, PBUH, and his men to come out and swear allegiance to Abu Bakr. When they did not, Omar broke in, resulting in Lady Fatima, PBUH's ribs being broken by being pressed between the door and the wall and causing her to miscarry Muzzin, PBUH, which led to her eventual martyrdom. Then he set fire to the house. Martyrdom. Following the farewell pilgrimage, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, summoned Lady Fatima, PBUH, and informed her that he would die soon, and also told her that she would be the next of his family to die. After Prophet Muhammad's passing, Lady Fatima, PBUH, was grief-stricken and remained so until her herself died less than 6 months later, on 10th Jamada al-Ul. Lady Fatima deafened from Imam Ali and Imamate. Lady Fatima, PBUH, regarded as the mother of the Imams, plays a special role in Shia piety. She has a unique status as Prophet Muhammad, PBUH's only child. The Surah of Quran Kauthar, Abundance, mentions significance of her birth and recognizes her as the only child of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. She was immaculate, sinless, and a pattern for Muslim women. Although leading a life of poverty, it is narrated about her compassion and sharing of whatever she had with others. Shia greatly respects and adores her sublime personality. In fact, her character outshines as one of the most brave and courageous personality in Islamic history. Lady Fatima, PBUH, stood as the lone defender of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH's declaration of Qadr. She forwarded her arguments to prove Fadak as her right and undisputed property, amongst those who had killed her unborn child Muzin. The suffering and martyrdom of Lady Fatima, PBUH, was the first tragedy of Islam. She spent her last days mourning at the martyrdom of her father. Lady Fatima, PBUH, eternally weeps at the martyrdom of her two sons, who were murdered by the Umayyad. Shia Sharon Lady Fatima, PBUH, is suffering by weeping for her sorrows. The tears of the faithful are also believed to console Lady Fatima, PBUH. Shia believe that Lady Fatima, PBUH, will play a redemptive role as the mistress of the Day of Judgment in the hereafter as a reward for her suffering in this world.